How good does it feel to be out here in some sunshine?
Oh my gosh, first of all, I'm just really grateful to Sand Hills Global for we came and walked it a couple weeks ago, and we said if we can ever get a break, and they're like, you're more than welcome, and they have backstops up. And so the fact that we got to play a full 7 innings today in the middle of January when we open up 3 weeks from today, it was big.
How about that 3 weeks from today? What's your excitement level to see this group get out there and prove what they've been working for?
It's a really excited level, but it's a calm because just the way they've gone about their business from when we started workouts in the summer to 6 a.m. lifts this fall to, they all made a pact to come back at a certain time during break and work hard over break. And so when we started practice last week, it didn't feel like they had a 3-week break. It just felt like we were continuing on. So they're a really easy group to coach because we don't have to coach hustle or effort or even priorities. And so when you have a team like that, you just try to make sure that you're challenging them enough so they can maximize what they've got.
How have you seen maybe just the competitive nature of this group? Obviously, you can only put 9 out there, but just it seems like a pretty competitive group.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And we mix up the lineups every day, and I think that's going to be one of the best parts of our group, but it's also going to be one of the most challenging things for me to write a lineup. And I've even told them that. I said, we can only put 10 in at one time, but there might be 15 or 16 of you that have earned a right to be in one of those 10 at any given moment, and it may rotate. So I love that about them. But here's the thing, we're doing a book report right now, and one of the things that was said by one of our players in the book report is that we're really trying to play for something really special as a team. So when you're trying to do that, you understand that sometimes your name's not going to be on the lineup card.
Coach, a lot of outside expectations and eyes this year, like last year as well. Abby said something about 25 strong. You're really keeping it within the group. I mean, how have you talked to your team about keeping it here and blocking out the outside?
Well, I think she's absolutely right. I mean, we're 50th year celebration, but we're year 2025, and we've got 25 players, so there's a lot of symbolism there. But they've got a really tight locker room, and they're making it known inside that locker room that they expect big things, but they really want to keep it to themselves because here's the thing, the hype is great for fans, but when you have to perform at anything, you've got to have a level of control on the inside, and for some people it's a little bit higher here, and other people got to be a little more chill, and they're really committed to wanting to be able to perform at a consistent level. So the wasted energy on trying to think about down the road 3 months or Oklahoma City or anything like that, it doesn't do any good today. It's like, how did we do today? And that's really where we're putting our focus, and it really makes it a lot of fun when you can stay present.
Lost a lot of home runs from last year's team, and you added some really powerful hitters in the transfer portal too.
We did.
What do you think of the power that this team has?
That's interesting that you bring that up, Luke, because we did lose a lot of home run power, but because what we brought in, I don't feel like we've lost power. I just feel like we've replaced power with other power. I feel like this lineup up and down, we've got several hitters that can not only take the ball yard, but can hit for high average. And the other thing that they've done a really great job of is on the bases, they're being very aggressive and offensive on the bases. And you're going to see some things in games where it's like, wow, that was great base running, but they had to do that in practice. We've seen it in practice, and then we might run ourselves out of an inning or two being aggressive, but we'll learn from that. But I'd rather have to pull them back than get them going.
Do you feel like you've got a pretty good idea what your lineup is, or are you still needing some positions, both in the lineup and the
If you looked at my notebook, I have 4 really good lineups.
Good problem to have.
Yeah. So I do feel like we have, some positions literally are going to be based on matchups. Some positions, like let's take Hannah Camison, for instance. She's one of our pitchers, but she's also one of our best outfielders. So if she's on the mound, she's obviously not in the outfield. If she's in the outfield, she's obviously not on the mound. And then you just kind of play chess with all those players. And some of our players hit the ball down in the zone better. Some of our players hit the ball up in the zone better. And then we're going to be able to have matchups. And I think that's really great too.
I know it's a little bit of a different group this year, but last year, you put together a really impressive season.
Thank you.
What does that say about the core of this team carrying it into this year now with Jordy back?
Yeah, I think the culture's strong. I think what's happened in the last few years is they've really built and solidified their expectations of just how we want to conduct our business, really when nobody's watching. And this group, if you did watch them when nobody's watching, they work, and they work at the right things, and that's what's so impressive, and that's why they're easy to coach. And so I think you add in the mix that they want to win too. Like I was talking with our sports psychologist yesterday. They were getting ready to go meet with her, and she said, "Rhonda, this group really wants to be good," and that's half the battle. That they want to be good. It's not that just we want them to be good. They want to be good, and so they're willing to do the work to be good.
Ron, I know fans are excited to watch Jordy this year. How excited are you to have her healthy?
I'm really excited, but I'm also really grateful for the time that she and I and others with her have had to get to know each other, because it's that I call her pitches, and so that pitcher relationship with their pitch caller and their catcher and their pitching coach and all that kind of stuff, it's kind of an intimate relationship, and the more you can get to know someone and what makes them tick, I feel like it's going to make that bond even stronger. So I'm not glad she got hurt, but I'm grateful for the extra time we've had together.
With that pitching staff, I'm sure you have a good idea of what you want Jordy to do, but with some of the other new pitchers coming in, and Caitlin as well coming off that injury, just how do you feel about the pitching staff shaping up?
I feel really good, and we're starting to really get healthy. I think the one person that you didn't see in the fall at all that's exciting is Kylie McGee. She's feeling really good after her wrist surgery. She's still on a pitch count, but she got to pitch on Saturday. We go live against each other on Saturdays. The hitters only stood in, but I could tell that the hitters were excited with what they're seeing. So there's another pitcher that we haven't even talked about, but we will be talking about. And so we're excited about that. Hannah's doing a nice job. Emerson's continuing to grow. And like you said, Caitlin's back.
How have you seen Olivia DiNardo kind of fit into this group, and what can she bring to this team?
Olivia is a hitter. I mean, that kid just hits the ball. And she understands hitting, and she understands herself, and she's really a student of the game that way. You can ask her about an at-bat that she took off of Ruby Milan against Washington. When Ruby's at Washington, she was at Arizona, and she could tell you exactly the situation. I mean, that's just how much of a hitter she is. So what she's going to add to our lineup, and she's also very calm under pressure. And so what she's going to add to our lineup, I think is going to be really special for us.
Have you seen Abby kind of come back from her injury and get stronger? And she mentioned, being one of the 3 seniors and how important that is to her to kind of up her leadership even more.
Yeah, she's worked her tail off, because she not only went through 1 surgery, she went through 2. And, so she's really worked her tail off, and she continues to do a lot of things to maintain that. And she's really fighting her way back and doing a really nice job. And as you said, she's been a 2-year captain, so she is a primary leader in our program and has done a really outstanding job of that.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks for being here, guys.